גבירותיי ורבותיי, כבוד נשיא המדינה מר ראובן ריבלין, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome His Excellency Mr. Reuven ריבלין, President of the State of Israel. Your Excellencies, heads of the diplomatic missions, heads of the international organizations, honorable heads of the religious communities, military attachés, honorary consuls, dear and distinguished guests. Shalom, and welcome to the reception hosted by His Excellency Mr. Reuven ריבלין, President of the State of Israel, on the occasion of Israel's 73rd Independence Day. We would like to begin the ceremony today with a welcoming musical note, true to the sounds of Israel, its past and present traditions, namely the sound of one special group called Ensemble Yama. It is one of Israel's leading instrumental music groups, and they're coming to us with the song Atem Shalom, You Are Peace, in loose translation. It's an ancient Jewish chant of the Jewish Bukarian community in exile. It is an old prayer that calls for unity and harmony around the world, ever so needed these days. Let's give a warm welcome to Ensemble Yama as they perform it for us. גבירותיי ורבותיי, אני שמחה לקרוא לבמה לאנסמבל ימה, אנסמבל שמביא אל קדמת הבמה יצירה ישראלית מקורית חדשה, לצד מוזיקה מסורתית קדומה, אשר נאמנה לאופי המוזיקלי של המזרח התיכון, בו נולדו וגדלו חברי האנסמבל. אני מתכבדת להזמין אותם לבמה, לפתוח את האירוע הערב, עם שירם, אתם שלום.
שמעו בנים נינתנים, כי נאמנים דרכי שלום. אתם שלום, ביתכם שלום, וכל אשר לכם שלום.
שמעו בנים נינתנים, כי נאמנים דרכי שלום. אתם שלום, ביתכם שלום, וכל אשר לכם שלום.
תקנו, ביתכם תבנו, אם לא תפנו להבל כלום. אמת תקנו, ביתכם תבנו, אם לא תפנו להבל כלום.
אתם שלום, ביתכם שלום, וכל אשר לכם שלום. אתם שלום, ביתכם שלום, וכל אשר לכם שלום.
Thank you, Ensemble Yama. We are lucky to hear some more tunes from them in a bit, but for now. גבירותיי ורבותיי, אני מתכבדת להזמין את מארחנו, כבוד נשיא המדינה, מר ראובן רובי ריבלין, לשאת את דבריו. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor to invite our host, His Excellency, Mr. Reuven Ruvi Rivlin, President of the State of Israel, to deliver his address.
Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, heads of diplomatic missions, heads of religious communities, military attachés, honorary consuls, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends to the State of Israel. It is a great pleasure. It is a great pleasure to welcome you to the President's residence in Jerusalem, the eternal capital of Israel, to celebrate Israel Independence Day. As you probably know, my term as president will soon end, with the help of God, of course. And I am especially glad that we are able to celebrate together in person, despite the pandemic. Over the last years, during my travels abroad and here in Jerusalem, I have had the honor of meeting many world leaders. I've always found a great sense of friendship and appreciation for the State of Israel, for its vibrant democracy, our cultural diversity, and cutting-edge innovation. Our nation shares the values of democracy and freedom, as well as a strong stance against racism, against anti-Semitism, against hatred. I know we have many friends, real friends, and you, the Diplomatic Corps, are the heart of our strong bilateral relation. God bless all of you. Last January 2020, just before the pandemic began, many of your state's leaders came here to Jerusalem, to this house, and together we made a strong, clear message against racism and anti-Semitism and of commitment to Holocaust remembrance altogether. Dear friends, as the world tries to recover from the pandemic, cooperation is becoming even more important. If we only act responsibly and coordinately in the international arena, we will soon be able to overcome it. The State of Israel is willing to share its knowledge and experience, and our diplomats around the world are doing everything they can do to help these efforts. Dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to say that Israel is and must always be a Jewish and democratic state, a democratic and Jewish state, a Jewish and democratic and Jewish. Jewish and democratic in the same birth at the same time. Being a Jewish state means ensuring it will be able and will be a home, a safe home for all Jewish people all around the world. Being a democratic state means ensuring that all Israelis enjoy equal rights and freedom of religion and worship, and the opportunity to take part in our success. In these historic days, the Middle East is changing greatly. Alongside countries who are interested in peace, and I welcome proudly the United Arab Emirates ambassador to Israel for the first time. There are still nations and terror organizations who threaten our very existence. In light of these threats, the state of Israel must defend itself and its citizens. It's not our right to defend our citizens, it's our obligation to do so. These days, Iran threats the peace and the stability in the Middle East and in the entire world, unfortunately. It is playing a dangerous game, which can lead to a fire that could go out of control. We will not accept threats to destroy Israel, and we will do everything we can to stop those who wish to harm us. Israel is a country which, unfortunately, knows terror. We have fought against terror, and we have defeated the terrorists. The attempt to accuse Israel in the International Criminal Court will not succeed. We will fight for justice, and we shall win, because we are on the right side in this matter. I was a very young boy, almost 9 years old, when the blue and white flag was raised for the first time. And I know that the state of Israel can never be taken for granted. We will never allow anyone to hurt us or weaken us. On this Independence Day, we also celebrate the new spirit of peace that is spreading through the Middle East, with God's help. The rapidly growing people-to-people ties shows that the way forward towards peace is by developing people-to-people partnerships and win-win cooperation rather than by attacking Israel or in international institutes. My hope and my prayer is that this circle of people-to-people peace, we are all of us, from all religions, the children of God. And there is only one God. God is the God of the Christians, God is the God of the Muslims, and God is the God of the Jews, and He is the same one. And I really pray for that we will continue to expand, including with our neighbors, with our cousins, with the Palestinians. We are living together. We are living together in a very space of land. And it's not that we are doomed to live together. It is our destiny to live together. And we have to learn how to live together in spite of the past that is really infecting us all the time, Jews and Arabs, Israelis and Palestinians. Dear friends, before I conclude, I want to wish the Muslim diplomats sitting here, the Muslim citizens in Israel, and the Muslim all around the world with a blessing, Ramadan Kareem to all of you. Your Excellencies, I want to thank all of you for all your work and strengthen our diplomatic relation during my time as the President of Israel. May the ties between our nations continue to grow, and may the friendship between our peoples continue to flourish. And I want once again to bless all of you and to thank you from the bottom of my heart of your friendship. Sometimes we have some differences of opinion, and among friends, it's very, very well understood. We have sometimes discussions. We have sometimes differences of opinion. Nevertheless, we are together as people of the world. We are people of the free world, all of us. Thank you, and let me conclude in Hebrew, Chag Atzmaut Sameach, because I know that every one of you have said to me, Chag Atzmaut Sameach, which means that you know Hebrew fluently. And God bless the state of Israel, and God bless the entire world. God bless you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. תודה רבה לך, כבוד הנשיא. On this special day for the State of Israel, its 73rd year of independence, it is customary to celebrate the melting pot of sounds and traditions that make up this beautiful land. Ladino Sephardic music is one of the most beautiful traditional genres of Jewish music. It's actually a mixture of Turkish and Spanish collected by Jewish communities during their 2,000 years of exile. The Yama Ensemble revived this magical sound of Ladino in their rendition of Kunjamia, which is Ladino for My Rose. They were about to perform it for us with ancient Middle Eastern instruments as well, such as kupuz, duduk, and frame drum. It is with a great pleasure that I call them again to the stage to perform Kunjamia. גבירותיי ורבותיי, אני שמחה מאוד להזמין שוב לבמה את אנסמבל ימה עם שירם קונג'מיה, אשר פירושו בלדינו שושנה שלי.
Coração, la Marseille opreta. Conja mia, chicha de mi cabeza. La luna me hace coração, la Marseille opreta.
Beautiful. גבירותיי ורבותיי, שר החוץ מר גבי אשכנזי שולח את ברכתו החמה לשגרירים. הוא נמצא בדרכו לחו"ל למפגש מדיני, נבצר ממנו כתוצאה מכך לקחת חלק באירוע היום. Ladies and gentlemen, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Gabriel Ashkenazi, is sending his warm regards and would like to welcome the diplomatic court today as well. He is abroad on ministerial affairs and is very sorry he could not attend in person today. But we are all here today in person to welcome once again, of course, Yama Ensemble with me on stage with their rendition of the beautiful song King David. It's an old Israeli youth movement song that spread, or if you may in our modern day language, went viral throughout the young country that was Israel back in the 1940s. Ladies and gentlemen, Ensemble Yama, גבירותיי ורבותיי, Ensemble Yama עם דוד יפה עיניים.
ודוד יפה עיניים הוא רואה בשושנים, ודוד יפה עיניים הוא רואה בשושנים, כשאול בענפיו ודוד בגלונותיו ונשאר אחד וקיים. תודה רבה.
Thank you, Ensemble Yama, for those incredible performances. תודה רבה לכל מי שהצטרף אלינו גם בשידור היום. אנחנו מודים לכולם שהיו איתנו. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us. We are about to proceed with the picture portion of the ceremony, which, due to the global COVID-19 pandemic and the challenges it presented to all of us, both here and around the world, we are going to do it this year, the annual picture of the ceremony, whilst you are seated in your places, in your respective places, rather than from stage. If you don't mind, please staying put as the cameraman, the President's residence cameraman, does his magic from stage. גבירותיי ורבותיי, השנה, עקב מגבלות הקורונה ואתגריה, אנחנו מצלמים את התמונה המסורתית של טקס יום העצמאות לסגל הדיפלומטי בעודכם ישובים במקומותיכם. אנו מודים לכם על הסבלנות וכמובן שמחים שבאתם לחגוג עמנו. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Please look at me, please. Here, please. One more. אני בעד, את רוצה להגיד להם לראות?
מי מחליט את זה? There we go. If the military attachés who have just, thank you so much, could please stand.